is the nature of evil.
Hearken to my banner. Send word that Suladan is moving out.
Fools! Your end has come. You have my bow.
This land belongs to the Harad Realm.
They must be expelled.
G'day legends, Ryan here. Today I'm playing my favourite army here, which is the Serpent Guard. Look, they got a bit of a nerf this edition. Sully can't really be taken as much as he used to be. He was a pretty big contender in our last edition, and they've kind of dialed him a little bit back now. However, I still believe in Harad, and I think we're going to do okay. What I've got at the moment, my first warband is Suladan himself on his armoured horse. He's got 4 Serpent Raiders with him as well, and then I've also got a cheeky little Haradrim Raider behind him with a War Spear. So hopefully we get some +1 on the charges so I can get some wounds off. I then have Raza, the Fang of the Serpent as well. He's running 4 Serpent Guard with him as well as 8 other Haradrim Spearmen. So hopefully we've got these guys to pick up some objectives and get some numbers on the table. I then have a Haradrim Taskmaster as well, so I can hopefully feed some might back into my main heroes. This guy here, he just seems to be a staple in most of my armies that I've got. Next, I've got a War Mimic of Harad with the Beastmaster upgrade as well. He's also got Tusk Weapons and a Gnarled Hide. Hey guys, Ryan from the future here editing this video. Firstly, I didn't have Gnarled Hide on my Mimic. I had Sigils of Defiance, which is prevalent in the game that we play later on, so egg on my face. But also, apparently I'm a big fat cheater because in my warband for Suladan, I actually put down Serpent Guard in my list here, and I thought I was at 796 points, when in fact I'm at 820 points, when there should have been Serpent Riders instead of Serpent Guard. So Jake, future me says sorry. I'm a big fat cheater. Yeah, I'm sorry. Will it influence the game? You'll have to see. But yeah, I'm sorry in advance, guys. An oversight on my end here, and I didn't pay for those points, and I'm over points. Sorry. And in that warband, we've got 10 Haradrim Bowmen. Hopefully we get some shots off on these elves before they shoot me back. But I've got some tramples here. 4 strength 9 hits on a trample is huge. So I'm hoping to stomp on some elves like a toddler in the... Like a toddler doing what?
Lego?
Yeah. No, that sounds like tears. Hopefully we just stomp on some elves like it's a toddler on something priceless that we don't want broken in our house. Yeah, look, is this army competitive? No. Is it very strong? No. Is it going to be fun? Absolutely, and I can't wait. Yeah, keen to see how we go.
Hey guys, how we doing? I hope you are all doing well. Today another battle report, and today I'm bringing one of my favourite armies. It is probably my favourite army to play with. Beast mode last edition. This one not so much, but high fight value. So I'm running Halls of Thranduil. Obviously I've got to get my boy in there, the big Thranduil on Elk. Yes or no, sometimes he can be a beast on infantry, but those impact hits are going to be a little bit juicy today, I hope. He is running a full warband. He's got 2 Mirkwood Rangers, then he's got 4 Mirkwood Warriors with Glaive, the juicy 2 and 1 there, and then we've got another 15, 14 or so Palace Guard in that warband. We're going to move on to the next warband. We're going to take the Captain of the Guard, which is Thranduil. She's going to be running 5 Mirkwood Rangers, so hopefully we can get some good shots in before those cheeky Harad get across the board. And then, who can't forget, Legolas, absolute beast this game. This edition, he is unbelievable. So you've got to have him for points value. He's just a must-have in any army list. He's running 4 Palace Guard, 4 Mirkwood Warriors, and then another 2 Rangers. So I am just shy of 1800. I'm 793. I couldn't get those extra 3 points to work for me. So hopefully it doesn't bite me on the bum. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking at a big list of Harad, and there's a bit of a surprise, and I'm not looking forward to it. Let's see how we go.
Today's randomly selected scenario is Seize the Prizes. In this scenario, there are 3 objectives, one placed in the centre of the board, while the other 2 are placed halfway between the central board objective and the centre of the eastern and western board edges. Both armies have a 12-inch deployment zone on the north and southern side of the board. The objective of this scenario is to carry the objectives off your opponent's board edge. The game lasts until all 3 objectives have been taken off the board, or an army has been reduced to a quarter of its starting number. To score in this scenario, each player will receive 2 victory points for each artifact that one of their models is carrying within their own board edge. For each artifact being carried in their opponent's board edge, they will instead score 3 victory points, and for each artifact that has been carried off the opponent's board edge, they will instead score 4. If the game ends and there's an artifact that's not in possession by one of the players, the player with the most models within 3 inches of that artifact will score 1 victory point. Players will also score 1 victory point if the enemy army is broken at the end of the game. If the enemy army is broken and their army is not broken, they'll instead score 3 victory points. They will score 1 victory point if the enemy general was wounded during the game, and if the enemy general was removed as a casualty, that player will receive 3 victory points. Players will also receive 1 victory point if they have a banner remaining at the end of the game. If they have a banner and the opponent does not have a banner, they'll instead score 2. This scenario's special rules are uncovering artifacts. This special rule requires that an infantry model must take an intelligence test before it picks up the objective. Only one model from each side may attempt to uncover each artifact at the end of their move. Might cannot be used to influence the intelligence test, and once the artifact is freed, it is treated as a light object.
Alright, brother. Let's do this, dude.
Alright,
Cool.
alright. So,
Who deploys first?
are we doing a roll off?
Alright. Let's get this out of our
Let's try
system.
again.
Let's get this out of our system. I've rolled 2 2s. Oh, okay.
This is a bit spicy.
If we do it again, we go to jail.
Needs to be in the tray. Needs to be in the tray.
Coolio. It's the Serpent Guard first. My first warband I'm going to put down is my Taskmaster.
The Taskmaster and his 2 spearmen deploy safely behind a building out of sight from any potential threats.
Alright, I'll start with Tario.
Jake deploys Tario on a building and decides to perch up a bunch of Mirkwood Rangers on top of the building, so they've got a huge lay of the land, lots of line of sight and some potential shots.
My next warband, I'm going to pick Raza.
With the bulk of Ryan's army, he deploys Raza up to the deployment line in hopes to get as close as he can to the objectives.
So, my next warband, I'm going to go with Legolas.
In a similar fashion, Jake responds by deploying Legolas up to that deployment line as well, with the same intention. He also pops up a couple Mirkwood Rangers for some cheeky shots in the future.
Next warband. I reckon I'm going to pick Suladan. Suladan. Yep, he's next.
Suladan is placed behind Raza's lines, and the cavalry portion of Ryan's army is then deployed behind. This is so they have some in-the-way shots in case they get shot at.
We're going to head in with Thranduil.
And Jake's last warband is Thranduil himself. He is placed more central towards the board, but behind Legolas's lines. Then Jake spends the rest of his time fleshing out the bulk of his army. The rest of the archers were perched upon the building as well.
I can now deploy my last warband, which is going to be my War Mummic.
And Ryan deploys his War Mummic right up to the tippy top of the board and up to the deployment line. He pivots it slightly so it doesn't hit the building when it moves and gets ready for whatever's going to come in the next turns. And with that, both armies have been deployed and the game is ready to begin. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
I'm just forewarning everyone, I just broke my tripod, so it's going to be handheld movements. Soz. Alright, cool. Let's do this.
Here we go, mate.
Deploy.
First turn.
Let's do it. Oh, it's going to go to Mirkwood.
Jake began his move phase by moving Legolas half of his move distance so he could still shoot, while moving the rest of his troops forward so there was a blockade between 2 buildings. Jake left his archers still, and Thranduil had a move to the right. Ryan began his move phase by moving all of his foot troops forward so they were closing the gap between them and the elves. Then with some of his cavalry he moved them forward, hoping to get a flank in should he need. And a couple moving to the side for a bit of a side quest. The Mummic then moving forwards to close the distance between him and the elves. The end of turn 1's move phase sees that the armies have gotten closer, while plenty of Mirkwood have stayed still to get some shots in onto the Serpent Horde. Jake begins his shoot phase with the majority of his shooters having line of sight and taking a couple shots at the front lines.
Hitting on 3s, that's 1 hit. So just needing 5s. Here we go, first one.
First kill.
He then lines up 4 shots on the Mahud Beastmaster on top of the Mumuk.
Hitting on 3s to start off with.
Oh, that is not good.
That's a great start. 4+ for the in the way.
All right, 3 go through. 5's away, man. 5's away.
Just 2 or 3 of them. Oh, we get 1.
That's a wound.
That's a wound.
That is a cheeky win.
Sigils of Defiance need a 6 to ignore the wound.
The fate is a 5. He loves it. All right, cool.
Legolas then lines up 3 shots at the Mahud Beastmaster.
He's moved half, so he's going to be hitting on 3s.
He doesn't get a penalty, doesn't he?
No, it doesn't say that.
Cool. I'll take it.
And the Prince of Mirkwood whiffs every shot. The Serpent Horde then line up 8 shots against Legolas.
So we'll do ones within the ways first. I'm hitting on 4s with these guys. I rolled 3 1s. I'm off to a great start. The next 5 shots are clean into leggy. Let's see how we go. Hitting on 4s. I've got all the hits right now. Straight 6s, re-rolls on the 1s. Jake, I've got 1 whole 6 here.
Yep, Legolas is going to take his first wound.
And turn 1 finishes with Legolas taking a wound.
Turn 2.
All right, here we go, mate.
We've got a priority roll.
Rolling off.
Big priority roll. I got a 5.
That's a 5 for you. It's a 1 for me.
I reckon Mirkwood's gonna take it.
Jake begins his move phase by moving some rangers and Thranduil half their move distance so they can shoot. While over with Legolas, he moves him half his distance as well, and then really binds in that choke point between those buildings. Thranduil then moves out of sight so he doesn't get shot. Ryan begins his movement by measuring the distance the elves have for the next turn, ensuring that they don't countercharge the Mumuk after he finishes moving it. The Mumuk is then perfectly pivoted so it finishes its movement right next to the objective. The Serpent Horde cavalry then is moved behind the Mumuk in case for a flank in the following turns. Ryan then moves his infantry models as close as he can to the artifact in hopes to pick it up next turn. In the last of Ryan's move phase, he moves a couple more cavalry models out of sight of the Mirkwood Rangers and hopes to pick up the other objective on the other side of the board. End of the move phase, we see a Serpent Horde advancing forward and Mirkwood castling strong. Jake targeting 4 shots into the Mumuk with the Rangers off camera.
But we've got 4 shots, starting from the back there. We're going for the Mumuk. We need 3s. We have 3 6s. Now, there's 1 6, not in the tray on the outside.
Cool.
But there is a wound.
Right.
There is one cheeky wound so far.
We don't want you to stampede.
Do you roll this now or at the start of the next turn?
No, I roll as soon as he takes a wound.
As soon as he takes a wound, okay.
Alright, coolio. This is a cocked eye here. Alright. Please. Please. I'm panicking, man. I'm panicking. That's not good. So, I'm going to spend a point of will, and I'm going to make that a 4. Because, oh my god. Point of will, he'll be okay. That's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. He's got a Warhorn. I mean, let us know if I've got the Warhorn wrong. It does +1 to courage. If I'm not, right.
The 3 Rangers on the building target the Mumuk.
Well, then we're going to go for all 3 again.
Yep.
All 3, they are within range. We're going to go down sight, hit that Mumuk again. We'll go on 3s once more. We end up with a 1-1 and a 2.
The next Ranger targets one of the infantry closest to the objective.
Guys close to the artifact on a 3. Alright, well, okay.
Thranduil then lines up both her shots at the Mumuk.
She's going to send them both at the Mumuk. She's moved, so we need a 4.
Jake's last Ranger then targets that infantry model closest to the objective.
So needing 4s. We got a 5. We need another 5 or a 6.
Oh, he's done
That's
it.
another juicy
He's
6.
done it.
Legolas then targets the Mumuk for all 3 of his shots.
So we're hitting on 3s.
Cock
That
dice.
is a cock dice on that one.
Cool.
We have 1 hit. We need a 6. That's a 5. We will might that straight away
Woohoo.
to make that a 6.
All right, Coolio, we're banging on for a stampede again. Nah, we love it.
Loves it.
We love it.
Ryan responds by lining up Legolas with 6 shots.
He's hitting on 4s. Jake, I've got 3 6s, a 2, a 1, and a 4. So I've got 4 shots into Leggy. D5, what do I need? 6s again, yeah?
Yeah.
Rerolls on 1s. I got nothing.
And turn 2 concludes with Mirkwood escaping injury.
All right, turn 3.
Turn 3. Here we go.
Cool, priority.
Another one.
Big priority. 4.
It's a 1 for me. I
Cool,
don't think
yeah.
I've won any of these so far.
I'm going to take it this turn.
Oh,
Would you like to call any heroics?
Yeah.
A few moments later.
I'll spend 1 with Leggy.
So Leggy's going to use a point of might, is
Yeah,
he?
he is. Yeah, heroic movement.
You
Yeah.
coward!
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool.
More moments later.
You're not going to counter?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Not gonna
oh,
count.
it'd be really
Heroic,
funny.
You're not doing heroic march, mate. You're doing heroic move.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Bugger it. Go hard or go home, right? Let's do it.
You've got. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do a heroic
Because-
move.
A few minutes later.
Let's see if the Taskmaster bumps on the thing then. Oh my god, he actually whipped him. All right, cool. So I got a free move then.
Yep.
Dude, that's chaotic, and I can't believe you've let me do that. So 1, 2, 3 goes to the Serpent Horde. 4, 5, 6 goes to Mirkwood. Oh, that's not good for Legolas. That is not good for Legolas.
Ryan pivots the Mumuk so the front of the base is directly in front of Legolas to be his first victim. A dice is placed down for the measurement of how far the Mumuk tramples, and the Mumuk barrels forward, each trample doing a strength 9 hit with 4 hits in total. It ends this movement in base contact with Legolas.
It's just 3s, isn't it?
Yeah, 3s.
I've done 4 wounds to Legolas.
And with Legolas gone, the trample continues.
Go again. Could be.
I almost didn't do this. Thank you so much for talking me into this.
Yeah. 2 left. You got 1 guy left.
Cool.
And with that huge trample, the Mumukil killed 13 models in total, including Legolas, leaving a huge hole between the buildings. With Jake's heroic being cancelled, Ryan moves his cavalry models out of sight of the Mirkwood Rangers and moves a model close to the artifact while not in range yet. He then advances some models forward with Raza touching the artifact, attempting to uncover it.
Raz is going to do an intelligence check to see if he picks it up. 6. I hope that's enough.
And it is enough. Raza picks up the artifact. What a clever boy. Ryan then castles the rest of his models closer together. And on the far end of the board, Ryan then brings one of his cavalry models closer, dismounts, and then attempts to pick up the objective.
I don't think that's a pass.
It isn't, and Ryan finishes his turn. Jake begins his movement phase charging the Mumuk. No courage checks needed by these guys because they are fearless while Thranduil is still alive. Thrandy then attempts the charge.
Thrandy's going to go in. He has a courage. There's no negatives across the board from you.
Not with this army, no.
Not with this army. He is only courage 4.
4 plus.
4
He'll love
plus.
it. Watch him roll 3.
That's
Loves
a
it.
9.
Thrandy then charges with a strength 4 impact hit from the elk.
So strength 4 defense.
7. 6s to win, I reckon, man.
That's close, mate. Come on,
Nah, 6s, homie.
6s?
6s, homie.
All right, I got a 1.
It was upside down, Jake.
It definitely is. The other side's there.
At the end of this movement phase, we see a devastating amount of damage done to the elven forces with the Mumuk's trample. We also see that the elves have then charged the Mumuk and Ryan surrounding some objectives. Ryan begins his shoot phase targeting 4 shots into Thrandy.
So I'm going to do 4 shots into Thrandy. They'll be in the way for the combat.
Yeah.
Hitting on 4s. We've got 2 that have hit.
Yes.
Is it hitting me or is it hitting you? We are all through
Both
onto
on me.
Thrandy.
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
up or down? I
Yeah.
pray it's down. It is all on Thrandy.
All on Thrandy.
Strength
Winning on
2
6s.
to 6s. Rerolls on
Straight
the
6s.
rerolls on the 1s. Alright, nothing there.
Yes.
I'm going to hit Thranduil now. Hitting on 4s. 2 miss.
Yep.
I've got 2 in the ways, I reckon.
We'll go 1 in the way,
Just
mate.
1?
Yeah, 1 over the top. That's fine.
So 1 goes on the first guy.
I'm a nice guy.
I need a 5. What's that? Is that a 5?
It's a 5, so that's a dead ranger.
Fence 5.
So she would be 6s. Oh, dude, there's a juicy 6 in there. I'm so sorry.
She'll have to take that.
She's going to have to take it.
She'll have to cop it.
Ryan's shoot phase ends with Thranduil taking a wound. Jake lines up Raza for 5 hits, but they all fail to wound. Thranduil also lines up Raza but fails. Jake then lines up 4 shots into the Mahud Beastmaster but fails to wound. And onto the combat phase, it's Thranduil and friends versus the Mumuk.
Luckily, I thought ahead with my 1 in.
Hey, I rolled a 6. You actually need to do better than a 6.
So Thrandy has 3,
Yep.
4 on the charge.
Yep.
Start with that. We have a 6 from
Alright, so
Thrandy.
he's already won it.
Any 6 is a wound.
Any 6 is a good 6.
Any 6 is a wound. How many wounds does
He's got
the-
8 left. He's got 8 left.
Oh my god. Right.
Oh, there's like
There's
3
3
wounds there.
6s to go. Then we're going to move into the next 4 that have +1 to wound.
5s.
This is 5s. Again, going on the good old black dice. Going to keep
2
that rolling
more.
for another 2. Let's go with Thranduil. Right, he's got his 4 strikes. We can might it if we need to. We're looking for 5s. We get another 2.
Ooh.
We get another 2. I'm going to might that last one from a 4 up to a 5, and that will kill the
8
Mumuk
wounds.
in 1 turn.
Yeah, and with the Mumuk slain, all the riders in the Howdah now take full damage.
The Beastmaster's up now, so I would say, what's he as high as?
He was the same as this level, so
he
take
gets-
1 dice out.
Cool. He's defense 5.
Yes.
So I need 5s as well.
Still 5s.
Yep, 5s.
That's one wound. One wound.
One whole wound.
And with the Mumuk slain, not a single archer survived the fall, bar the Mahud Beastmaster, who took a wound and is now prone amongst a lot of elves. And at the end of a massive turn 3, we see a lot of dead elves and a dead Mumuk with dead archers.
You had priority last turn.
I did.
I might be able to win priority this turn.
did. Let's.
I kind of want it.
Oh. Serpent Horde. Oh yes!
I do have it.
He's done it.
I do want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it, mate. I want it bad. Do you
Right.
want to call a heroic move at all, man?
I will call a heroic move with my Beastmaster.
Yeah, have to.
Use his last point of might.
Yeah, have to,
And we'll hopefully either make you expend some resources or at least tie you up.
And the heroic move is just spent tying up Thranduil so he isn't able to move that move phase. Jake then spends his move phase moving more models into the Mahud Beastmaster, eventually getting the trap off, then moving the remainder of his models closer towards Thranduil. He then moves Thranduil 3 inches forward just in case she doesn't get countercharged and can still shoot. All the Mirkwood Rangers have stayed put this turn. Ryan begins his movement phase by taking Jake's bait and charging Thranduil with a Serpent Guard and giving him a spear support as well. He then moves the remaining troops in that area closer to the other side where Thranduil was fighting, getting the objective closer to the board edge. On the northern side of the board, Ryan starts moving models between the buildings to make a bit of a control zone trap to hopefully prevent models from moving through. A Serpent Guard then tries to pick up the objective.
Does he pick it up or is he dumb? Oh, he's so stupid.
Suladan then moves towards the center of the board, while a couple more cavalry models start moving towards a flank behind the elves. On the southern side of the board, Ryan moves a cavalry model out of sight of the Mirkwood Rangers but up forward, and a Serpent Guard then re-attempts to pick up the artifact.
Does this next guy pick up the objective? He's smart enough to pick up the objective. Cool, so this guy's got this. Alright, cool. So far, I'm on 2 objectives.
And at the end of this movement phase, we see that Mirkwood haven't really moved too much, while the Serpent Horde have started to move towards the southern parts of the board. The Serpent Horde currently carrying 2 objectives. Jake begins his shoot phase with only one of his Mirkwood Rangers taking out an in-the-way target of Raza. Jake then shoots at a Serpent Rider and then 3 shots at Suladan.
So we're going to start with the dude down the bottom. See if we can get rid of that cheeky in the way first. He hits on a 4. Does it go up or down? It hits up. Strength 3, defense 5. Need that 5 or 6. That is another 6.
Ooh, wound on Sully, is it?
Oh, that's this boy here shooting this one off his saddle. He is gone. That rider is gone.
That's not good.
That is gone. Then we've got 3 shots. We're going to go straight into Sully. We've got the 3 across the top. They've got line of sight. They've got no in the ways. They're going to go for Sully and his horse. We only hit once. Classic. Does it go up or down? It goes up.
Sully.
What's his defense? So I need a 5 or 6 again. That's a 4.
And the Serpent Rider's down, leaving Suladan open. The fight phase begins with Thranduil calling a heroic combat, and Ryan follows up with a heroic strike with Suladan.
How many attacks has he got?
I've got 2
Alright.
and fight 5. Just rolled a wound at my friend.
So still 5s. This is Thranduil's roll. We are just looking for 5s. And we get 3 of them.
And with the Mahud Beastmaster slain, Jake uses this as an opportunity to tie up the control zone of this Haradrim warrior. He then moves another model straight into the warrior, so now Thranduil's base is able to fit between and charge Suladan. Suladan will then take a strength 4 impact hit on both the mount and the rider.
Put a black dice is going to be Sully.
Yeah, done.
The green dice is going to be the mount.
Balls.
We're looking
5s
for
all around.
5s all around.
5s all around.
Particularly, we want the 5 on the green. That is a 5 on the green. Oh!
Alright. He's still good. He's going to fight, though. He's going to fight.
That's okay.
He takes a strength 3 hit. He's chill.
Jake then spent the rest of his heroic move tying up that Haradrim warrior, so he was trapped. Suladan has his horse again here because we filmed the impact hits after the combats, and in no surprise, this guy died. The next fight were the 2 leaders facing off. Suladan with his heroic strike.
My heroic strike. What do I get?
Strike it
I
up.
really need a 5 or a 6.
Strike it up, sir.
Oh no, we're the same fight.
mate.
3 attacks for Sully.
Go for it, mate.
All right.
Set the pace.
I've got.
You've got your
6.
is. You got a 6 is.
Yeah, so that's good. We want that.
Yep.
Sorry, pop that. Yep.
I've got a 5. I have to spend another one to win this fight to make it a roll off. That has to be done because I've got the better roll off here.
You got the odds.
The odds are better for me. The odds are always in my favour.
And against the odds, Suladan wins the fight. Thranduil backs up.
I'm going to do your first roll on the moose.
5s to wound him,
All right.
5s to wound.
Let's see how we go. So the first one on the elk.
Nope.
No, both on the elk.
1 wound.
And I'll put a point of might on that.
That puts him on the floor.
Yeah, puts him on the floor. I really need him on the floor.
Thrandy loses his mount, but he's not knocked prone and he survives his strength 3 knocked flying hit. The fight phase concludes with Thranduil beating the Serpent Guard and the spear support and slaying the Serpent Guard.
So we'll see how we go, man.
Cool.
Go again. Now, I had a priority last turn.
I'll have it.
It is yours. I will use Thranduil's might point
Yep.
over this side.
I will call a heroic move with Raza.
Okay.
Raza is going to see if he gets it for free with the Taskmaster,
Yep.
which he does not.
He does not.
So he has to spend the point of
He has
might.
to-
And the move phase begins with a roll-off between Thranduil and Raza to see whose heroic move goes off first.
We've got Raza up against Thranduil. Who gets first movement?
Goes to Raza.
With Raza's heroic move going first, Raza begins his move by moving towards the western board edge as far as he can go. Close by models then charge Thranduil and begin to get a trap around her. The heroic move is then ended with the Taskmaster moving forward. With Thranduil's heroic being cancelled, Ryan begins to move his model with the objective closer towards the western board edge, and the cavalry model out of sight behind where the Mirkwood Rangers are perched. And with the courage of 1,000 serpents, Suladan runs as far away as he can from Thranduil. And the last of Ryan's move is spent with his cavalry models charging some of the Mirkwood Palace Guards. Jake responds by charging one of the Haradrim warriors near Thranduil and leaving the Mirkwood Rangers atop the building where they are. Jake then uses Thranduil to beeline towards Suladan. He was going to pick up the objective but decided to chase the Serpent Lord instead. Jake then deciding to countercharge with some of his Mirkwood Rangers to get the trap off onto the charging Serpent Guard. He then decides to move this Mirkwood Ranger half his distance to get a cheeky shot off in the shoot phase. Jake then moves one of the Palace Guards close to the objective in the hopes the next turn he can pick it up, then decides to get the trap off on the Serpent Guard. Jake then uses some models to secure the last legs of a trap on both the Serpent Riders, and then proceeds to bring in reinforcements over towards Thranduil. At the end of the movement phase, we see Ryan bringing two of his objectives over to the left-hand side of the board. The shooting phase began with a couple shots at Raza, but all failed to wound. The fight phase began with Thranduil fighting a Serpent Guard and two Haradrim Spearmen.
Yeah, we'll do Thranduil first.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, because she's trapped, so...
Yeah.
I got a 5 high.
So we've got an extra 2 in there.
Oh my god, she lost.
So I will might that up, unfortunately.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, I needed to
bonkers.
survive. I wanted to keep the extra might point, but I have to survive.
With the might spent, Thranduil had no problem winning against the combat and striking down a Serpent Guard and a Haradrim Spearman. And in the next fight, miraculously, the Serpent Guard won the fight but failed to wound anything. On the other end of the board, Ryan lost one of his Serpent Riders, but miraculously the trapped rider on the other side won his fight and took out an Elven Glaive. The other two elves are knocked prone, and the turn ends.
Alright
guys, heading into another one.
I actually rolled before. I rolled a 3 for priority.
Off camera.
So Jake's
apparently.
up. Jake's up.
I am a good fella. I do look after him. I have a 5.
Sweet.
That means that I have priority and I'm going to choose it for me.
That's so fair. Yeah, I'm going to call a heroic move with my Taskmaster.
Yes.
First. But I also actually have to call one with Sully.
Has he got one?
He's got 1 point on my left, man. This is his last point on my... I got to call it with Sully.
Yeah, and I've got a counter with Thranduil. So, roll off. Can I win 1?
No.
Now I need... This is big. This is big because if I get it off, there's one thing I'm doing and I don't think Ryan sees it.
It's charging Sully with that bloody ranger. Oh, I needed that more than life itself. That is heckin' huge.
As Ryan's army is broken, the Taskmaster must start his heroic move by taking a courage check to see if he stays.
He needs a 6+. He'll be fine.
Snake eyes.
6+. We're loving it. We're loving it.
The Taskmaster passes his courage check, and then Ryan tries to maneuver him the best possible way so his 6-inch standfast can affect as many models as possible. Ryan then charges Thranduil to cancel her heroic move, then proceeds to charge the Mirkwood Ranger to cancel the control zone. This way Ryan maneuvers some more Haradrim warriors around Thranduil to hopefully get the trap off. And while Suladan is still on the table, Raza has the Fearless special rule, which means he automatically passes his standfast and charges into Thranduil. The model with the artifact then charges forward as far as he can go. With Thranduil's heroic move being cancelled, Suladan's then activates. He auto-passes his courage check because he's a hero of legend and then charges a Mirkwood Ranger. In Jake's move, Jake then uses a Palace Guard to then try and pick up the artifact.
Palace Guard, 5s.
He's got it.
He's got it.
He
He's picked it up.
And Mirkwood claim their first artifact. Jake then surrounds that Serpent Guard that somehow survived last turn, and then charges the Serpent Rider with 2 more Palace Guards. He then moves Mirkwood Rangers half their distance in case they can shoot in the shoot phase, and then begins moving troops to the other side of the board where the other conflicts are ensuing. Jake then begins to move Thranduil, and although he cannot charge anyone, he moves into a specific spot and uses his ability Do Not Speak to Me of Dragonfire. There is only one model in range, but this causes Ryan's Haradrim warrior to take a courage check.
Let's see with this bloke right there. He's not loving it.
And with the test failed, this causes the warrior to move directly back as far as he can go, now no longer trapping Thranduil. And in Ryan's move, he moves his last model into combat. At the end of this move phase, we see that the Serpent Horde have done their best to get their artifacts to the other side. Into the shoot phase, Jake tries to snipe out the artifact bearer.
We're going on a 3? Nah, okay, let's just move on.
Then 2 shots into the Taskmaster.
Put 2 shots in there with both in the way. Only 1 hits. Does it hit the first spearman? It does not. It hits the Taskmaster. I do need another 6 or a 5. That's not good enough.
Bugger.
And the fight phase begins with Suladan calling lethal toxins, where all Haradrim get the Bane of Kings special rule. And an explosive combat phase where both teams begin losing models. And in a scary moment for Ryan, Suladan loses his combat but manages to avoid taking any damage.
Thranduil.
Clear.
She has got 3 base, but because you've chucked an extra 1 in, she's up to 4.
Yep. I got 4 as well.
Here we go, mate.
I've
got the chance for a banner
6
as well.
I've got the 6.
Oh, I got the 6
You got the
as well.
6 as well.
There we
Oh,
go.
these are all going to go on. Big daddy.
Strength 4.
With the high fight value, Thranduil wins the fight and Ryan backs his models away.
So we have got 4 dice. I'm gonna go and try and get the cheeky wound on the spear holding bloke there.
Yep.
He is dead. All right, so that will give me 3 attacks into Raza. Again, needing those 5s. We have 1 wound on him.
Alright, so Raza's got Fate.
He's got fate.
He's got 2 Fate, yeah.
He's got 2 fate.
So first Fate.
First fate. Fails!
Second
Second
Fate.
fate.
Second
Not
Fate.
in the tray.
Fails!
Snake eyes!
And 1 wound remaining on Raza.
This might be the last turn.
It might be, man.
Massive priority.
Yeah, I'm still another 2 off from breaking. Probably won't get caught at this game, but I've got to do some work this turn. So I need...
Alright.
That's not a good start.
No.
That's not a good
And
start.
you don't have any might, do
I
you?
don't have mine, so it's all yours, man.
Raza begins his turn by auto-passing his courage check because Suladan is still on the table. He moves directly away behind the cover of the building to hopefully not get attacked. Although out of the range of Raza's standfast, the Serpent Guard holding the artifact also automatically passes his courage check because Suladan still has a will point, giving him the Sworn Protector special rule. He then moves his full 6 inches away as far as he can, close behind the building near Raza, hopefully to not get attacked.
Yeah, so Sully. Yeah,
He's fine.
Suladan passes his courage check, and with his 12-inch standfast, Ryan just spends the rest of the movement phase bogging down the Mirkwood models. With the models near Suladan all bogged up, Jake spends his movement phase moving models as close as he possibly can towards the battles on the other side of the board. His Palace Guard with the objective moves as far as he can onto Ryan's side of the board edge to secure some points. And at the end of the movement phase, we see that Jake has moved his model as far right as possible, securing points, while the Serpent Guard has bogged down Mirkwood to secure theirs. Moving into the shoot phase.
3 shots. 3 shots at Sully. They're all going to have 2 in the ways. Here we go.
Oh.
Do they all go through the first dude? 2 of them do.
Yeah.
So let's try and get rid of that first dude. That is the Taskmaster, so needing a 5.
Cool.
Nothing. We go through the second dude. We do not. We get both of them on there. We need a 5.
Oh,
we
that's
do
not it.
take that dude out.
The 3 Mirkwood Rangers on top of the building have a direct shot at Suladan.
Shooting straight down from the top of the roof there. 2 of them hit, 1 doesn't. I need a 5. Here we go. There's that 6. There's that 6.
Alright.
Oh.
Sully's got his Fate.
Sully has no fate.
Oh, he's out of Fate. He's taken a wound.
And that's a wound.
That is a wound.
And with Jake's last shot, he tries to shoot down the Serpent Guard holding the objective, but fails to wound. The fight phase began with Jake losing a Mirkwood warrior, meaning that he's only got 1 more model left before he's broken. The next fight was Thranduil and a Palace Guard versus a Haradrim warrior. They somehow lost, and the Haradrim warrior failed to wound. Without any more wounds on the table, the last fight was Thranduil versus a Haradrim warrior.
I don't want to kill this dude.
They got a 3.
I got a 3.
Thranduil wins on fight value.
Go on, Jakey.
I don't want to.
You need 4s, brother.
Is there a way that I cannot wound you?
Nah, you know, in the old edition you could might down, but not in this edition.
I don't even have a might.
Oh no!
3 1s. Have you ever seen 3 1s before? Oh, I almost done it. I had a 3, 3 and a 5.
That is the end of the game.
And a huge game that's going to come down to the victory points. Both teams will receive 3 victory points per artifact being carried on their opponent's side of the board edge, 3 for Jake and 6 for Ryan. Jake then scoring another 3 victory points because his army's not broken and Ryan's is. Another victory point going to Jake for doing a wound on the enemy general. And another 2 points for the Serpent Horde for carrying a banner at the end of the game while the opponent carries none. And just like that, the Serpent Horde win by a measly single point against the Halls of Thranduil. A game that could have gone either way if another turn had played out.
Well played, sir. What a game. Oh, I was doing everything I could after that. I killed that Mummock. I thought I was actually done when the Mummock done all those impact hits, killing everything, so much of my resources in that one turn. But then Thranduil did some work. Losing the elk probably wasn't the play, but again, got rid of the horse on Sully, so kept it close. I didn't think Sully would run, the little coward that he is, but all fair play to Ryan. An absolutely phenomenal game. It's probably one of the closest games we've had in a while. You would have seen that other Rooks and Ents, we don't talk about that, but unbelievable game. Some plays that I could have had, maybe push a little bit further forward faster, but Archers did what they did, Thranduil did what they did. War of Attrition was my enemy this time. I think I was killing things too fast, but yeah, all credit to Ryan, man. Like, what a game, and let us know in the comments how we went. Cheers, guys.
I actually can't get over how close this game was. Serpent Horde, there's such low defense. I didn't have too much shooting on the Mummock either. My shooting was woeful. I don't think I got anything with it, but I persevered. And the trample was amazing. I think the trample was what really made it for this game. So if you're playing War Beasts, or if you think about playing War Beasts, do it. They're so much fun. Complete glass cannon, but when you're killing models that are elves and there's such high point values, it's so good. Amazing feeling. Massive testament to Jake. Jake had me on my toes my entire game. I don't really know what I would have done different. I'm very much a reactive player, not a really strategic player. But I'm just super fortunate, super lucky that I managed to get off these objectives as quick as I did and just put my tail between my legs and sprinted. I couldn't have done anything different. How good is that? Yeah, again, Jake, massive, best game. Oh, one of the best games we've ever had. It was so good. Serpent Horde.
And what a game, what a win for the Serpent Horde. This has been Lord of the Rolls. Thank you so much for watching. Please catch us on the other platforms, Facebook and Instagram, to see what we're up to. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe. We're starting out and our goal is to try and hit 1,000 subs before the end of the year. Thanks heaps, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.